Hey everybody, it's Shuko here, and for this guide, we're going to be talking about summoners and the use of their 2-hour or SP abilities, Astral Flow and Astral Conduit. Now, I'm not doing a whole summoner guide here, but I'm sure that you guys have seen challenging bosses sometimes throughout the ages, where the strategy would be, we're going to send a bunch of summoners on it, and hopefully it dies. That's still a valid strategy sometimes. It doesn't work for everything. They've patched it out of a lot of the modern content. But for some older things like Gaia's Fate, it's still valid for some of the hardest monsters. So that being said, I want to describe some of the basics of that. And we're going to switch over to Shuko. So here we are on Shuka. And let's see. Alright, so I'm on my summoner, and we're going to talk about the set. Now, I just want to throw out a disclaimer there. One, I don't have the Nirvana. The Nirvana is the summoner's mythic staff, and it is fully upgraded, the best damage weapon that there possibly is for summoner. But, that being said, I pretty much have the best possible set that exists for summoner's damage. Outside of a couple variations, certain pets have different things and whatnot. But we're going to talk about some of those pieces and so also some cheaper alternatives and easier to get alternatives. So first off, I use a Wasp +1. This is the SU2 staff. It's crafted from an Astral Signa. There's an NQ version of it that's okay. And then this HQ, which can get a little bit pricey, is very strong. It's not as strong as a Nirvana, but some summoners would argue it's the second strongest option to it. Next up on the strat, an Eline strat +1. This is a crafted, and it gives you, as the summoner, magic attack bonus +7, and the avatar blood pact damage +5. So this is decent. They're also, NQ is still pretty strong for this as well. The Sanctus Sachet. This is crafted from Clothcraft, and there's normal quality as well. I also would point out that there's an Odyssey version of this that you can get from the Tier 1, and is also very strong. So you could go for that as well. The Luga Banda Earring. This drops off of K, and it has Blood Pact damage 10 and a couple of other accuracy stats for your avatar. The Beckoner's Earring, and this can actually go up to +2. This comes from Sori, but it is very random, and so getting a +2 could take quite a while. I only have the normal quality of it at the moment, but it's still even very strong at that point for the level up and blood pack damage. Some alternatives to this would be from the Mantra of Mimic. There's an earring called the Chiron's Earring, and that has double attack 3 and a bunch of accuracy stats and blood pack damage +1. And there's a couple of other ones that you could go into from like Seekers of Adeline, which have blood pack damage +5. But for earrings, well, that's that for now. On neck, there's the Shulmanu collar. This drops off of Fu, I believe. And it gives double attack 5, accuracy, and attack. There's also the JSE neck that's crafted, which would also be very strong for this, especially the +2. They just get very expensive, so in this case, I don't actually have that. Next up would be something like the Apogee set. You could actually use the whole Apogee set, but if you're using high quality, you want to at least have 2 pieces to get its blood pack damage bonus set to kick in. In this case, I use the head with this augment path. I'm going to drop down to the legs with this augment path, so they pair together. The artifact body, which you upgrade through Omen and other things originally. And this winds up having blood pack damage +16 and a lot of other accuracy and things that go with it. Ambuscade cape, blood pack damage, you have avatar level plus with these augs. You can't do a lot for your pets, honestly, when it comes to augments. So you really just try to boost their accuracy and things, whatever it lets you. For the belt, I use the Regal belt, which drops off of OU. There's many variations you can use for this. Things that do summoning skill, magic attack bonus, things that drop off of Gaia's Fate, etc. We're going to bump up to the Merlonic Dastanas. These drop off of Race and Jima Aruman, T1, and NM from Guy's Fate. And this is the augment. Now, one thing I'll mention about the augments with this one is they are random. So you can pick like a general path, like Pet, or like Attack, or Healer, like that kind of thing. But then you just gotta keep rolling until you get something you want. It does cap at Blood Pact plus 10, so I landed on this one and was like, oh, finally. Now, last, for the feat, I do the Convokers. These are also the artifact. So these interact and get a set bonus with the body and the Regal Belt, giving the avatar more buffs. And these have Blood Pact damage plus 10. In the ring slot, I use Ferrara rings. These are crafted. And these also have a normal quality. Now, granted, this is a lot of a time investment. You wouldn't have to go all this way. You could just get an Apogee set, normal quality, and instead of this, you get a Spiritus. This is a 200 domain point staff. Normal quality of the Elon strap. You know, and there's cheaper routes you could go, especially if you're only using Summoner for this. And then you would stay in this set, stay very far away, or your damage set, and you would use your Astral Conduit and Astral Flow with your proper avatar. Now, one that I use a lot is for Arenas, and so we're going to load up a video for that and talk about it. But before I do that, I just want to talk a teeny bit about one of the macros that I use. So, usually a macro for a summoner would involve a lot of advanced things. In fact, I'll load up one just to show you what I mean. So you're going to equip set, wait half a second, use your ability, and then switch into a different set. It can get complex. You have to time it perfectly for everything to work. And that's just for doing a buff. Let's say you're doing an attack or something, right? We're trying to do 2 attacks with Apogee. You can write a lot of different things. But for this one, it's a basic one. So we'll go back to that. You need it to equip your Blood Pact damage set, or you need to be in that set, and /pet the attack name and the target. You can also do it from menu as well, and some people would argue that that's faster. But from there, you would pop your 2 SPs, or your 2 hours, whatever you want to call them, Astral Flow and Astral Conduit, and then you would just spam it, and spam it, and spam it, and spam it, as fast as you can, until you run out of MP, and then you'll notice that I'm sub-red mage. So that gives me one specific useful job ability, Convert, of which I have a button for as well. So then I'd convert, and then just get right back into spamming Hysteric Assault, over and over and over again, until my Astral Conduit wears, and then I would use Apogee and try to hit it 2 more times, and hope the monster is dead, with everybody hitting it with as much as they can. So we're going to go into a video of that, and I'm going to talk a bit about that. Okay, so for this one, at this point, the monster's been pulled. Everybody's putting the bubbles down. The enfeebles are getting placed down. We have a lot of people for this one, so we have a lot of people to put stuff down. And then I go in and I test. I get a 57k Hysteric Basalt. And then I hit it again. I'm like, okay, everybody go, go, go. And then I pop my 2 hours. At that point, I had actually already popped my 1, so I just did Astral Conduit. And then spam, 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 as fast as I can hit it. But you'll actually see I'm doing it as many times as you see the animation here. But I'm still trying to hit it as fast as I can, and you can see Arenas' HP dropping rapidly. Sorry for the choppy sound effects, but that's how it gets with this fight. Then I convert, but I didn't even need to because he was already dead. That's what's possible when you bring enough gas and you use enough enfeebles and Corsair buffs and everything, and it properly happens. But it doesn't always go that way. But there's the tip for today, everybody. Thank you so much, and I'll stay tuned for the next one.